This video is brought to you by...
You already know what it is. Cool Green Clothing. We done gone worldwide, and we coming straight out of Baltimore. And if you're in town, pull up on us at 215 West Saratoga Street. And if you're not in town, go online right now at coolgreenclothing.com and make your purchase. Oh yeah, and by the way, if you ain't cool and getting the green, you're in the way. And that's just basic.
What's going on, YouTube fam? It's your boy Tony 2 times, and we back with another episode of the Baltimore Way, man. Before I start, be sure to tap that like button. It's free. It helps get the video out there. Definitely watch this video to the end so you can hear the full story and all the details in the case. Everything in this video is alleged. For my day one fam, y'all already know it's all love. Thanks for tuning back into another episode. If you're new to the channel and you feeling the content, feel free to subscribe. Definitely hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time we drop a new video. Oh yeah, feel free to share the channel with your peoples. Everybody is welcome. With that being said, let's get right into the story. When kids are growing up, they go through a lot of different stages. From toddlers, they depend on you as a parent for everything. To feed them, show them love, and teach them right from wrong. Then around 5 years old, they are now big kids, going to school and are exposed to things outside the home, seeing how other kids act and move. By middle school, you have probably the first year, 6th grade, when they are still 12 or 13. At that point, they are still your baby. They are still trying to figure out who they want to be and how to move in this world. After that, it's high school. Now you have a full-fledged teenager. This is where things get tricky as parents. You want your kids to do right, get good grades, be responsible, stay out of trouble, but around 16, those growing pains are real. Now they don't want to listen. They have figured out their circle, who they want to be around, and what they want to be into, and they start identifying with things. Now you are up against everything. What they see outside, on the internet, the music they listen to. You can raise your kids right, teach them life lessons, get them all the opportunities in the world to be successful. But at a certain age, they start making their own choices. When things happen, like a young man going to jail or a teen girl sneaking out the house being fast at night, most try to look at the parents like they did something wrong. But we never think, like maybe they did everything right and didn't know Lil Mike broke into a car 2 weeks ago with his friends and is now walking around with a gun he stole. Or Lil Ashley is not even allowed to date, but has been talking to older men on the laptop you bought her to do homework on. Now she is sneaking out. Some kids get it early and understand right from wrong, but others, unfortunately, get chance after chance until it's too late. And on this episode of the Baltimore Way, we'll be taking it outside of the city to Howard County, Maryland, to discuss the case of a teen who turned the trip to the mall to a life sentence plus 70 years. Back in 2025, 18-year-old Emmertson Zeah was navigating life in Columbia, Maryland. The young man was going through growing pains and struggling to stay out of trouble. He attended Wild Lake High School in Columbia. Described as a kid who came from a decent household but had chose to be active in the streets, with a criminal juvenile record that went back to 2023 for assault and theft. Then fast forward a few months to October 2024, he found himself in a heated feud with another young man at school, 16-year-old Michael Robertson. Michael was described as a bright young man with big dreams, raised by his mother who taught him kindness, strength, and to always be a leader. He was well known at school, especially for being an athlete. Michael played football and was known for his skills on the field. But for whatever reasons, Michael and Emmertson didn't get along, to the point Emmerson's second juvenile charge was connected to a situation where he chased Michael around the school, attempting to stab the young man. The incident was caught on school camera. Fortunately, Michael wasn't hurt, but Emmerson's trouble wouldn't stop there. Just 1 month after the attempted stabbing, he got jammed up again for a home invasion and another stabbing. He was convicted, this time as an adult, and would find himself on a box. He was now facing multiple charges that were still pending, including an incident at school with Michael. But Emmertson wasn't over the situation, and now Michael was considered a witness, and Emmertson wanted revenge. As months went by, things was a little quiet, until once again, the young man was a suspect in a non-fatal shooting in Columbia. It's not clear what happened when he was picked up, but he remained free, still on the box. On February 22nd, 2025, a bunch of teens from the area decided they would hit the Columbia Mall. Michael was there, and also at the mall that day was 15-year-old Blake McCray, who was a freshman at another high school, Oakland Mills. Described as a young man with big dreams, very ambitious, Blake one day wanted to own his own business and be a contractor. He liked to build things. He was good with his hands. He would even build furniture around the house for his family. Always in good spirits, with an upbeat personality, Blake tried to set an example for his little brothers, as he was the oldest of 3. He looked at himself as the man of the house. He wanted to be a responsible young man, but still was a teen and liked to have fun. On this day, he linked up with friends at the mall to celebrate the life of another teen who unfortunately passed away due to a medical emergency. It's not clear if him and Michael knew each other or were in the same group, but around 6 p.m., a person was seen bopping up to the area where Blake, Michael, and other teens were hanging at, just enjoying the evening. The person upped the gun and opened fire. As people scattered, the shooter fled on foot. Witnesses called local police, who responded to the scene to find both Michael and Blake suffering from gunshot wounds. They were both rushed to a local hospital, but unfortunately, neither young man would survive their injuries. The community was in shock and outraged. Someone would open fire at a crowded mall, taking the lives of 2 teens, just 15 and 16 years old. Blake's mother stated he was following curfew on his way home and was an innocent bystander. She stated she raised him right to stay out of trouble, and he still lost his life. Michael's family also was devastated. They didn't know who would want to hurt the young man and target him, who was loved by mostly everyone, especially at school. But a name started coming out from witnesses on the scene. But at a crowded mall, police wouldn't have to look far, with cameras everywhere. It showed the man walk fast to the group, let off 4 shots, and run off. As police tracked his direction and released footage to the news, they got a name of a suspect, Emmertson, who was also still on the box. Detectives got information the young man and Michael had beef, and just 4 months ago, he had attempted to stab him. They were able to track Emmertson's location through his box that placed him right on the scene at the mall before and after the shooting. Now with probable cause, a warrant was signed to search the young man's house. Inside was the clothes the shooter was wearing in the video, the same caliber handgun that matched shell casings from the scene. With that, Emmertson was taken in for questioning. When shown a video of him getting out of a vehicle and walking towards the crowd and shooting, he stated yes, his mother dropped him off at the mall that day to look for a job. He allegedly stated people started shooting, so he shot back, even though video showed otherwise. With that, he was taken into custody, charged with 2 counts of first-degree hit, attempted hit, reckless endangerment, and first-degree assault. When questioned about his previous connection to a shooting just days prior, he stated someone shot at him first. As both families heard the news and arrest had been made, they spoke out. Blake's mother tried to be in good spirits. She laughed after stating he was my favorite person, even though I was his second favorite. His grandmother was his first, as she joked. Michael's mother was also trying to remember the good times and memories, hoping for justice. As the case made its way to court, the motive was Emmertson wanted revenge on Michael and stalked the young man to the mall. Tensions were high in the courtroom as families were hurt. They were now face to face with Emmertson. Then things took a turn. He was attacked by Blake's mother and Michael's father in the courtroom as they yelled in frustration.
This is his first appearance in the circuit court on these charges, is that correct?
That's correct.
Whoa, 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 whoa!
Emmerson's mother pleaded with them to stop. That day, court ended, and both parents were charged. But on another day, in another hearing, Emmerson's juvenile record and recent adult conviction was brought up. As his lawyer stated, he could be redeemed. The judge disagreed though, stating he had chance after chance, and Emmertson was found guilty on all counts. At sentencing, he pleaded with the judge, telling the judge he still had a lot to do in his life. He was still young and asked for mercy, to be given a second chance at life. But with his actions taking 2 lives at a crowded mall, he was sentenced to 2 consecutive life sentences plus 70 years in prison at just 19 years old. Rest in peace to Michael and Blake. I send my prayers and condolences to both of their families. 15 and 16 years old, both babies for real. It seemed Blake was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. And as far as Michael and Emmertson, I don't know what the initial beef was all about, but Shorty wouldn't let it go. You tried to stab him, then go to a crowded mall while on a box and shoot in the crowd. Broad daylight. Obviously, whatever it was about, Emmertson felt it was worth it. The thing that got me, he stated he had so much to do and so much life to live. But I don't think these hoppers understand. Once you pull that trigger, it's no more going back to being a kid. By the time he comes home, if he does come home, them dreads will probably be gray. And you now have to sit in a cell for decades and ask yourself daily, was it really worth it? So for all the hoppers out there, think about that. Don't wait until you crash out, then say, hold up, I'm just a kid. Then it's too late. But I'm gonna leave this one open for discussion. Y'all let me know what y'all think about the situation. Leave it in the comments. Yeah, man, it's a terrible story. Rest in peace to Blake. Rest in peace to Michael. I definitely send my prayers to their families. But I ain't gonna talk too much more about this one. Y'all leave it in the comments. I appreciate you if you made it to the end. Y'all already know it's all love, fam. This is another episode of the Baltimore Way. It's your boy Tony 2 times. I'm out.